Okay, we got some news on nhlhut. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Before jumping to top 5, I wanted to read out what EA tells us in their HUT deep dive. So, firstly, we just want to start off by thanking everyone who participated in HUT 20. We worked really hard to make positive strides for the mode, to keep it competitive, balanced and fun team building experience. Player feedback throughout the year was a huge part of both helping us improve during the HUT 20 year as well as focus in on change and improvements we look to make for HUT 21. Goals for 21. Based on discussions with the community and our game changers, there were a couple of clear goals for us that we really wanted to try and focus on and address going into NHL 21. The first is re-examining our progression system, especially as it relates to its effects on gameplay throughout the year. And secondly, trying to find ways to bring more variety to event designs and creative executions. And that whole chapter just brought a smile to my face. There's everything I wanted, everything I complained about, almost everything is on that freaking chapter. Here's my top 5 best new things in HUT. Player progression. We felt NHL 20's progression was improved over NHL 90 by offering a more consistent, steady and stable OVR progression. But we felt there was more work to be done in terms of how our increasing attributes also affected gameplay as we progressed through the year, and the influence this had on team building and how differentiated player items felt from each other. But we felt there was more work to be done in terms of how our increasing attributes also affected gameplay as we progressed through the year, and the influence this had on team building and how differentiated player items felt from each other. The most notable attributes that came up for discussion were speed and size. Thank you, EA. Thank you. So, aside from making some changes to how we've tuned base items, we'll be taking a new approach with upgrades. First off, we are making some changes to base item tuning, so they should start off with slightly lower speed ratings. And we're also changing the rate at which speed and acceleration increases on upgrading items. As players receive a +1 upgrade, their speed/acceleration will only increase half a point. That's good, EA. That's good. Sounds promising. Because last year we had some problems with this, right? Who else remembers, let's say December, and everyone had basically maxed out skating, like all the players in all the teams. They had these super huge monsters on defense, like they were skating as fast as Barzell or McDavid. That's awful. But here we are today, EA giving us an example of this. There's Chara and McDavid, both starting at 87 overalls. Chara's speed is 80 and McDavid's 92 at the beginning. So they have this huge speed gap. What was the problem in NHL 20 was that when they get the upgrade, the speed was upgraded as well. So when McDavid hit 99, after that Chara will pick up McDavid every time he gets an upgrade. And when you count in the synergies, the gap will close even more. And that was a huge problem last year. I'm so glad they fixed this. Thank you, EA. Thank you. Thank you. For making this game more playable, definitely. And more fun and more realistic. Same goes for goalies. We think the combination of the lower starting point and slower rate of increase will help stabilize speed ratings for a much greater period of time. Help create and maintain speed gap between players who should be fast and players who should be slower. The goal of this is to help make sure Player items can maintain a feeling of being differentiated from each other and contribute to a more interesting team building experience. Thank you again, EA. We love you, at least I do. Thanks. Let's go goalies. Who remembers last year goalies? At least I do. The taller, the better. Bishop, Sogard, Markström, Koskinen, well, you name it. There were like 5 goalies last year. Everyone had them, nothing else. If your goalie was 6.1, he was a backup. That's it. But now they've changed this also. There's been a lot of discussion on goalies throughout the past number of years, and a lot of said discussion has revolved around goalies' height and aggression. Similar to HUT 20, aggression will be considered a tendency and not an attribute, and therefore will not increase on progressively higher over-year items. We are also planning some changes on how we take into account a goalie's height into his attributes, as the size advantage of a goalie has been known to a distinct advantage to a point where the same few taller goalies have become the only items to chase every year. Like I said, the few taller goalies, it's always the same. In order to help better balance this, we are building an attribute caps for goalies based on their height as we progress them throughout the year. There will be a very few select exceptions to this rule, but we feel this will really help generate some interesting discussions around the best goalies in the game as we progress throughout the year. That sounds fantastic. I would love to play some of my favorite goalies, even if they're not like 6'4" or something. So let's take an example. If we have short goalie, he can have all his attributes to 99. But if we take like a 6'3" goalie, you will cap at 87 in some attributes and 91 in some others. That's a good thing, really good thing. Thank you again, EA. You're the best. Overall, I think these changes make the game more playable, more realistic. Let's talk about variety in event design and also talk about the first coming up event, Lit versus Crit. They are telling us that much like NHL 20, we want to make sure we're delivering a combination of new events as well as trying to deliver on favorite teams from years past. It's important to us that your HUT experience feels fresh in a new season, and with that, we're very excited to announce a brand new event for the launch of NHL 21, Lit versus Crit. That's one of the things I complained about last year. All the same grind over and over again. You played HUT Champs on the weekends, then you played few rivals games just to get the packs in early of the week, then you played some squad battles on Wednesday and Thursday just to get some packs from there, and then it was Friday and HUT Champs again, and it was just the same thing over and over again. This year I feel like what they've been telling us, they are doing something to freshen this thing up, to make the experience more versatile and more interesting and more everything, you know. And I am all into it, to be honest with you. I was so bored. After Christmas last year, I didn't play that much anymore because it was the same thing and I was tired of it, really tired. And I kept playing some games just to like improve myself, but it wasn't that much fun because all the same things. But this year it seems like they have done something to address it. So I'm excited again. Really excited actually. This event is about getting into GM mindset early on and trying to decide the identity of your team. Do you build it with the flash and skill of today's young players or the grizzled veterans that you know you'll need for those big games? Check out the first master items below. I really like this event already. Some young guns and some Crystal veterans. It's gonna be good. The card art, it's beautiful. Really beautiful cards. So in lead team, we'll have 89 Temi Panarin, Miro Heiskanen and William Nylander. A really good choice of players, by the way. Love this. And for the crit team, we have Patrice Bergeron, Ryan Sutter and Blake Wheeler. Wow, beautiful. And what's best is that there will be 2 versions of each of these MSPs. There will be these 89 standard versions, but there's going to be an elite version, which is going to be better. It's going to be 90 overall. Speaking of master items, we also wanted to try and bring something new to the table with them this year. For most events, we will actually have 2 versions of every master item. A standard version and an elite version that will be higher rated. But the acquisition and upgrade methods for these are something we're planning on changing and shifting throughout the year to help contribute to making each event more unique. That's awesome, EA. Again, home run. These cards look sick. And speaking of variety, let's go the new game mode called Hut Rush. I talked to you about the grind we had last year and everything being so kind of serious and stuff. But now we'll have Hut Rush, which is basically a more relaxed game mode. It's a new mode that allows both hut and non-hut players to jump into a quick online or single-player game of 3s, 3-on-3 or 5-on-5 gameplay. In Hut Rush, you'll earn points to unlock hut rewards, not just by winning, but winning with style. Some events will allow you to draft a team, while others will require you to build a team from your hut collection. Expect to see a variety of different event configurations throughout the year, with different rules, gameplay styles, lineup sizes, objectives, draft pools or team requirements, and more. Some weeks you may be asked to draft a 3s lineup with mascots and icons, while others you may be asked to bring your best 3 versus 3 line from your hut collection. That's exactly what I asked for. Something fun, something easy, something not so serious. I'm probably not gonna be good at this game because, well, I'm not the guy who can do all the digs and stuff like that, so... Because sometimes you don't have an hour to play or even 30 minutes. But I think you can jump in Hut Rush and play like 15 minutes or so. I'm excited about this also. This game mode will basically replace the old Trap Champions. By the way, who played that game? Did you? Because at least I didn't. Maybe once or twice, but I think it was a good idea, but they didn't really do it like it should have been. Speaking of replacing game modes, they have also deleted online seasons, and I think that's a good thing also. Last year they introduced Hot Rivals, and I think after that the online seasons took a hit. Like most of the players played Rivals and forgot the whole online seasons. And in my opinion, it's better to concentrate on one good online mode. It will help them to concentrate on one thing. That will help us to get faster matchmaking and better matchmaking. They also decided to delete Team of the Week challenge as it was last year, and I think it's a good thing also. They replaced it with squad battles, which is played from Wednesday to Wednesday. So it's the same cycle that Team of the Week cards come. So I think it's a good thing. Last year you just like played the game and then it was it. Like it was useless. You didn't get anything out of it. Now it's a part of squad battles and you get those squad battle points out of it. So yeah, I like what they did here. They brought the new game mode and they kind of compressed the other game modes. Are you with me on that? Okay, next thing, retry option for solo challenges and no more injuries or contracts. Thank you. What a miracle. Last year sometimes you ended up playing the same challenge for like 8 times if it was a tough one. You always had to go back to the main menu and then back to challenges and then play again. And it was frustrating. But now you can just restart. It will save some time and my nerves. More injuries / contracts. They were kinda useless. Always. I don't know, maybe they were just kind of inflation in the market. I don't really know any other excuse for having those. I still have a little fear in my head about this change, that maybe they will increase the auction house tax or something else which would essentially make the same effect as the contracts. I don't know, but I have this fear. Hopefully they will keep it at 5%. It was good already. This thing I kind of like also. They will have all 400 icons available in the backs right away from the start. And this is huge for anyone who wants to play with those icon kind of players. The way it works, they will probably all have like base icon cards. So it will be 80 overall or 83 overall or something like that in the beginning. So they will be like base gold cards, but just icons. And they will be more rare than the current NHL players, so I think it's good. So you can have them, you can find them, you can buy them from the auction house, but they're not like super easy to have. It's a good option to have those. Good move, EA. So this way you won't have to wait till later when they upgrade and come up with icon cards. Like last year they had like 6 of them in every week. Now they just have 400 of them right away. And that's really awesome. Okay guys, I think that's all for this video. Please let me know what you think about these topics or about anything. Am I doing something right here? What would you like to see? What would you like me to do here? I'm probably gonna start streaming right away when we get the EA access to the game. And I hope to see you there. I'm probably building some kind of a schedule for the upcoming weeks. And I'm trying to stream a lot, so you're welcome to follow my channel on Twitch, link below. So, leave a comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, you know the deal, right? And there's gonna be a lot of more videos coming up, hopefully soon, so. Okay, stay safe, see ya.